In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to day trade using Dash Trader. This episode will be an interactive platform demo where I'll walk you through some of the settings that I changed to optimize the platform for my style of trading. Now, an important distinction we have to make at the beginning of this episode is the difference between a software company and a broker-dealer. Dash Trader is a software company, and that means you could subscribe to their software for a monthly subscription, but they are not a broker-dealer. You can't send them $5,000 and open a Dash Trader account. So you need to have your broker account. But the nice thing with Dash Trader is that on the back end, they connect to more than a dozen different brokers. So for instance, if you watch my Charles Schwab Thinkorswim review, at the end of that episode, I said, if you want a better front-end experience, you could consider subscribing to Dash Trader and then connecting it through the API to your Charles Schwab account. And just like that, you don't have to use Thinkorswim anymore. You can do the same thing with interactive brokers. If you're using interactive brokers and you don't like their trader workstation, you could use Dash Trader instead. So it can be a different front-end platform. Now, historically, smaller broker dealers haven't been able to afford to build custom trading platforms like Thinkorswim. Those types of platforms cost tens of millions of dollars to build, millions of dollars a year to maintain. So smaller broker dealers that are offshore, smaller broker dealers in the United States that cater to certain strategies or certain styles of trading, like short selling or high frequency trading, or professional traders that need customized routing, they often will license the software from Dash Trader and make that kind of white labeled for all of their customers. So it actually doesn't matter which broker you may be currently using Dash Trader with. Everything that I walk you through today, for the most part, is going to be applicable. Now, there are a few settings when it comes to routing that certain brokers don't offer. So for instance, Charles Schwab won't give you some of the advanced routing options that some of the other brokers will give you. But aside from that, for the most part, you're using the same software and getting most of the same features. Now, I suppose one thing that I should mention, and you can see my platform right here, this is connected to my Thinkorswim account. Some people will say, Ross, will using Dash Trader make my trades execute faster? And the answer in my experience is no, because it's still connecting on the back end to your same broker dealer. So the speed of your execution is primarily based on your actual broker dealer, not on the front end platform. So Dash Trader connected to the right broker dealer, a broker like Lightspeed Trading, your trades are going to be almost instantaneous. But connected to a retail payment for order flow broker like Thinkorswim, it's going to be a little bit slower. However, your ability to get in and out of trades will certainly be faster because of the hotkeys, the offsets, and all the other settings that we're able to customize. Now, this is my layout as I have it right here. And to make this super easy for you guys, I'm going to put a link and I'll put it to the top comments and it'll be in the description where you can download this layout as it is right now. And you can also download all of my hotkeys and then you can load them on your machine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump in here with how to set up Dash Trader. So I've got my Dash Trader window right here on the side. And one thing that you'll notice immediately is an absence of charts. Now, although you can do charting with Dash Trader, I personally don't like the charts. Now, I'm going to be a little picky here. And obviously, I'm sort of biased because we've been developing the Day Trade Dash platform here at Warrior Trading since 2017. I think these have fantastic charts. We license TradingView's charting engine, and then we connected to our own market data, and we kind of modified some stuff with it. But that's the basis for these charts. Now, honestly, TradingView has kind of set the standard right now in terms of really good quality charts. Now, if you look at some of the other brokers out there, let's look at interactive brokers. Look at the charts on interactive brokers. These are TradingView. They're using the TradingView engine as well. So, interactive brokers has kind of come up to that standard of like, all right, we want to have good looking charts. We're going to have to probably use TradingView. We've got Webull right here. Webull charts are not TradingView as far as I can tell, but they're very similar. So they probably modeled it after TradingView a little bit if I had to guess. And these charts are very easy to use. It's intuitive. The thing that I look for in charts is an ability to quickly scroll in and out. And I do this with the scroll bar or even my trackpad, just sliding up and down. So if you're on your trackpad right here with charts and I go like this, going like that, I'm just gonna keep doing that, is scrolling this in and out like that. just by moving the two fingers. So it's the two finger motion. And then you could do that on this axis as well. And you could do it on this axis as well. And that's what I've kind of come to expect for charts. So for Dash Trader, this is a platform that's been around for a really long time. I think it was created, it was in the 2000s, maybe 2005 or 6, somewhere around there. And it's great software, but you can tell it's a little bit dated. Now, I don't mind that because for my purposes, I use Dash Trader for a fast front-end experience. And what I mean by that is because Dash Trader is not a broker, they're just a software company. They connect to the brokers on the back end. But what we like about Dash Trader is that we can set up our hotkeys, we can move in and out very quickly, and that allows us to trade faster than the front-end platform available with some brokers, such as Charles Schwab or Interactive Brokers. So if you're coming here, watching this after having maybe already watched my Charles Schwab Thinkorswim review, one of the things I said at the end of that review was that realistically, Dash Trader is going to give you a better experience than Thinkorswim. Now, when we get back over here, I'm going to walk you through how to use Dash Trader with Charles Schwab and how to use Dash Trader with Interactive Brokers a little bit later in this episode. But right now, let's just get into the setup of how to use Dash Trader. So the first thing is there will not be charts. I'm not going to set up charts on Dash because I just don't think they're that great. And I know that some people like them. And one of the things that is nice about them is that when your charts are set up, you can have it so it'll show your orders right on the chart, which visually is nice. Now, first of all, you might be like, well, wait a second. How do I even, okay, I populated a chart. How do I get it to, show the stock that I want to show? I'm switching here to a different symbol, but this is not switching. So you have to link them. And how do you link things? You use an anchor. You use an anchor and you drag it from there to there. So I'm going to say that I don't know who came up with that idea because it's not intuitive. I used Dash Trader, I want to say for years before I understood how to drag that little anchor to link windows together. So what most platforms do, and it's not always totally intuitive, but most platforms have linking where you have a link right here where you click on this and then it's yellow. And then every other window that's also in yellow is going to be the same the same ticker. So that's Thinkorswim. This right here is TradeStation. These are linked with green. So everything that's in green is linked together. We pull up Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers has linking right here. You click the link and then you link the groups together. So if you change anything within that linked group, it'll change all of them. So here I change, I want to click SPY and then I got to click stock. It's going to update for all of these. All right. So again, I'm being a little nitpicky, but hopefully that just helps you understand now how to actually link your charts and your different windows on Dash Trader, since that part's not super intuitive. All right, so but anyways, you could see the charts down here. Just to me, it's kind of, you can't click and drag here. You can zoom in. There's stuff you could do, but it's just not super easy. So we're just going to get rid of the charts for now. So what we're going to use Dash Trader for is simply order execution. So what I mean by that is we're using it for level 2, and we're using it for the hotkeys and for viewing market data. That's it. So how I have it set up is I always have my broker on the my bottom screen right down here. So this is going to be, I probably shouldn't wiggle it around too much, but anyways, that monitor right there has my actual trading software, which is what you would see right here, Dash Trader, if I was using Dash Trader for trading. I'm usually using a different broker and different software, but that I put this on one window, and then on the next monitor is where I have my charts and my scanners. And for that, of course, I'm using Day Trade Dash. Now, I know some people who use Dash Trader and will use TradingView for charts, or they'll use Thinkorswim for charts, but they just use Dash for order execution. Okay, so now what we want to do here is first kind of get this set up so it looks visually more appealing. Now, my layout is available for members at Warrior Trading, and for those on YouTube, there will be a link in the description and pinned to the top comments where you can download my layout. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So if you want to load my layout, what you do is you download it. You then go to File. You go to Open Desktop. And if it's in your Downloads folder, copy that file. Go over to your C drive. Go to the DAS Trader folder, and then put it in the folder. And you can call the file whatever you want, but it has to be named default.dsk if you want it to automatically load that file every time you start the platform. So you might want to rename it to default.dsk. All right, so then you open it, and boom, you're going to have the exact same layout that I have. Awesome. Now, we're going to do the same thing with hotkeys. You could download my hotkey file, and what you do is you download that file, and then you drag it into the DAS Trader folder, and it's hotkey.htk. So I'm going to give you my hotkey file, and then you can just put it right here. And if you already have a hotkey file, change your hotkey file to hotkey 2, hotkey backup, and then drop the new one right here. Again, it has to be titled this way in order for the system to know that that's your hotkey file. So first of all, you can have my exact same layout, and then you don't have to do all of this. But I'm going to walk you through the way I set it up and how I customized it. We'll do that in just a moment. So first, we're going to go to the general settings. So I'm going to go to order templates. And under order templates, we can decide what we want our default share size to be. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to change it to 10 shares. So I could just take some small size trades without losing money, basically. And then I'm going to click apply to all. And I'm going to also just double check NICE. Yep, so great. So it applied to all. So you can create separate settings for different exchanges if you wanted to, but I don't have a need to do that. So we're just going to leave it on 10 for all. Under trading settings, we do have some specific settings that I'm going to change here. Some of these I've already changed and I don't recall which ones they were, but I'm pretty sure when you download my default layout, you'll be able to, it'll copy over these settings. But if not, I'll just scroll down slowly so you can see how I've got all of this set up. So the first thing that I want to do is go down here to share control. This is going to be personal preference, what you prefer. I'm going to go and select this should be enabled to reset to default, and I want to turn off default to position. But let me just show you what it would look like if I left this on default to position. So we're going to do, we'll do, let's see, well, that's too expensive. So we're going to do forward, and I'm just going to click the buy button here. So click the buy button, and I'm in 10 shares. I'm going to click the buy button a second time. And now look at what happened. My position has changed from 10 to 20. So what if I click it a third time? Now it's going to go to 40. What if I click it again? Now I'm at 80. And what I tend to do, many of you guys know this, that when I'm trading, I'll put in my order like this, and I'll go like this. You hear that clicking noise? I'll tap it 3 times. So the reason I do that is because that's part of my strategy for scaling in. But if you do that with DAS Trader, you could suddenly be exponentially increasing your position size, and that would be a problem. So now we're going to go here. So what I'm going to do to address that is I'm going to go back into the order templates, back into the trading settings, and I'm going to turn off default to position. So do not default to position. All right, so we're going to leave that like that, and now let me show you what it does. So we're going to add 10 shares, and oh, it did still go to 90. So what we got to do is we got to add on constant shares. So default to position, oh, share to position. We got to turn that off as well. So now let's just see what it does if I do 10 shares. Is it going to go back to 0? Yeah, it goes to 0. And that's not what we want either, because I can't click it 3 times when it goes to 0. So I can do one of 2 things. I can do constant shares, or I can do reset share to default. Let's do constant share, and I'll show you what happens. So if I do 10 and I click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, that's the functionality that I like. Because here's what I like to do. I like to buy, and then what I often will do is I'll sell half my position. So let's go into the hotkey here, and I'll just show you, I'll just create a hotkey script real quick. I'm just gonna actually, these are hotkeys from my other account here, but we'll just create a hotkey real quick. So, or I'll just change it to the account number. So sell half position on the bid, And I'm just going to go to the script, and I'm going to change this to that account. No, I'm in the other account. So I'll switch it to that account, and I'm just going to commit. I'm going to show you how to build a hotkey in a second, but for right now, let's just do this. So I'm going to press this hotkey to sell half my position. Let's see what happens to this share size. Right now, it shows 10. Sold half, and it changed to 65. So let's say I sold half, and then I'm like, ooh, I want to buy the dip. I click this twice or 3 times, and all of a sudden, wait, I'm buying 65 shares, not the 10 shares that I had intended. All right, so we got to cancel this. Every time I sell half, it changes to the shares I sold. That's a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to trade settings, and we're not going to do constant. We're going to say reset share to default. Okay, so now let's try it. Control X, it resets to default. Control X, it resets to default. So what that means is that when I'm trading, there'll be times where I'm like, ooh, this is a stock I feel more comfortable doing 5,000 share blocks on. You know, normally maybe when I first load my platform, it's at 2,500 shares, but on this stock, I want to do 5,000 share blocks. So then what I actually would have to do is each day, and as I'm changing which stock I'm trading, change my default, quickly apply all, and then when I pull up the stock, RNAS, whatever, it's going to be 5,000 shares. That's not ideal. I know it's not ideal, but for me, that's what works best. And the reason is because I like to be able to sell half and then buy the dip. So if I want to sell half and then buy the dip, I need to be able to make sure that my order doesn't change. I do a lot of trading by actually doing point and click. So pointing on the level 2, clicking, and then pressing the buy button. Okay, so that was the first thing that we needed to make sure we got that cleared up. So this is the way I'm going to have mine set up. Now, I know other people who don't care about that at all. They actually want it to default to their position, but I don't find that helpful for my strategy. So I'm going to have reset to default as enabled. Price control. So price does not change when route changes. All of this I just have just the way this is, and that's just fine. No changes there. Okay, so we're going to go down a little bit more, go down a little bit more, go down a little bit more. No changes here, no changes here, and then that's all fine. Network, no changes there. Configuration, no changes there. Security settings, no changes there. Okay, so those are kind of the big settings at the very beginning. So now let's go into step 2, how to configure level 2 in Dash Trader. So Dash Trader doesn't call it level 2, they call it a montage. So you open the montage, and then you type in the SPY, and that's how it looks. Now this is how it looks by default. See, I don't like that. I like the green on top, not the yellow. I like the salmon red color second and the yellow third. Now that's just personal preference, but here's the nice thing with Dash Trader. You could change it. So right click, go to level 2 configure, and then right in there, boom, we can start changing this around. So we're going to change to green, boom, and we're going to change the next one to salmon color, like that, boom, done. We're going to change this one to, I think, yellow, and then the next one is cyan. It doesn't matter, but you just change it the way you like it. You click OK, and then, all right. But wait a second, see, I really would like that to be a different font. Now I'm being pretty picky here, but I want to be able to see these numbers. All right, so we got to go back in here, level 2 config, and we're going to switch this from Arial 9. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I want papyrus. Papyrus. Oh, papyrus. I'm just kidding. If you use papyrus as your font, you might be a serial killer. This would be completely insane. So don't use papyrus. We're not teaching Reiki here. This is not a meditation class. This is day trading. So we're going to switch to back to Arial. Keep it basic, but we do want, I prefer it to be on bold. All right, so we're back on bold. There we go. Now this I can read. I can work with this. The only thing I'm noticing is we've got a couple too many decimal points. So if we're looking at a cheap stock, what's a penny stock that we've got? So SBET. If you trade penny stocks, go to level 2 config, you're going to need 4 decimal points, right? You're trading penny stocks. You got to see it. So you want to go in there and you want to make it 4 decimals. If you're not trading penny stocks, then you could just do 2 decimals. So I don't usually trade penny stocks, so I just do 2 decimals. So just be aware of that. If you change it to 2 and you're trading something cheap, it could go lower. You're just not going to see that. So you got to make sure you adjust it. All right, so back to level 2 config. So we've got our font, we've got the price format, and then this, I just leave all of this standard, and I don't have any problem with that. So no issue there. Advanced ladder, that's in development, nothing there. And then let's see. So monitor, mids, so LULD, let's see if this will work. So I'm gonna put this on like a really bright color. Okay. And then the background will be white. I'll just do white for now. So let me just scroll down. What is it called? Oh, it's LU. See, it's LULD. What I want to do is highlight just those two. You could see them down there. Those are the limit up, limit down levels. So LU, and then we might have to do LD. So we'll just see if this will take. So it's not actually highlighting it. That's a setting that you can do over on Lightspeed. See how you could change that to be red? I find that helpful because that's the halt level. I thought that was how you do it. And let's just go in here and just double check. So we'll just change this to NSDQ for a second. So yeah, it works with NSDQ. It just doesn't work with the halt levels. So maybe there is a way, and if someone knows, they could leave it in the comments down below this video. LULD is what it is for Lightspeed, but that doesn't seem to work here. So you can see the halt levels. So that's another one of the things that we like about Dash Traders, that on the level 2, you can see the limit down and the limit up prices. There's a couple different ways you can see it. You could see it by having your windows like pulled back, like, tall, but that's a little, takes a lot more space. The other way you can see it is where it shows VWAP here. You can actually right click on that and go to LULD. And then it shows you your limit up, limit down levels, which is kind of nice. Something that some people prefer to have there is imbalance data. So when a stock is halted, it'll show you the buy side or sell side imbalance and the price. I'm not sure if we have any stocks halted right now that I could show this in real time, but that's okay. Anyway, so I would probably personally just leave it at here so I could see the halt up, halt down levels, just because that's easier, because I don't want to take up too much space with my level 2 window. All right, so now we go back into level 2 config, and I think we've got everything that I wanted. Let's see. Oh, other order size remains unchanged right here. So this is important when selecting on level 2. You definitely want that enabled. If you had it disabled and you had this enabled, what would happen is when you click here, it would change your share size. See how it's changing my share size? So we do forward, forward, and all of a sudden clicking on this, I've got a 15,700 share order. So we could make some pretty big mistakes real quick. So you definitely want to make sure that this is off. All right, so we're going to go back to here. So we're going to disable that and we're going to enable that. And then the rest of this is fine. If you'd like to see more market data and you are subscribed to TotalView, you could add to see more rows of data, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now on this window, when we scroll it down, you could see a lot more data, a lot of data. I personally don't really find that helpful. And when we're trading small cap stocks, it's not a bad idea to see some data, but I don't know. It's just the thing that I kind of wish you could do is you could filter to not see like shares that are really tiny, but they don't have, at least as far as I know, and correct me if you know of a way to do this. I'm not aware of a way to filter out small quotes on level 2. But if you did, it could also artificially make it seem like the spread is different if the small quotes were at the top of the book. So it's probably not a good idea to do filtering, and I don't think they allow it anyways. All right, so now you've got a good sense of the level 2 window. I do use it with pointing and clicking, so it will change the price by pointing and clicking, and I'm okay with that. It changes the price. It doesn't change the quantity of my shares. It doesn't change the route. All right, so now the time and sales window. All right, so our time and sales window, number 3, is this window right here. You can get it up from quotes, time and sales, and then you can open it up. And if you configure this, you can select which columns are shown. I have price, quantity, time, and exchange. And then you could change the color of the orders, but I don't change anything here. This is just the way I have it set up. You can also create a filter here to not show shares less than a certain size, which is fine to do. So, for me, I leave mine more or less like this. The exchange can be helpful only early in the morning when we have ADFN orders going through. So ADFN orders are orders that go through on the alternative display network. So let's see. Let me get you this page for this. So ADFN orders go through at the top and the bottom of the hour, but they start typically at 9 a.m. Orders, Warrior Trading. All right, so here we go. So ADFN orders are explained right here on this blog post, the alternative display facility. These are orders that have already gone through, but they were on an off exchange trade, and so they can be reported later. So when they're reported later, what that looks like is all of a sudden it's 7 a.m. and the stock is at, let's say it's gone from $5 to $7 a share, and orders are going through at $5. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Why are orders going through at 5? They're most likely on the ADFN exchange, which means they're delayed prints that are just going through now. They're trades that already took place a while ago. But I do like the time here only because when a stock is halted, we know that circuit breaker halts last for 5 minutes. So it'll be halted for 5 minutes and then, waiting for the resumption. So if it's halted at 10:44, I know it's going to resume at 10:49. So I keep that there just like that. Now, oops, looks like I'm still holding 5 shares of Ford. All right, so I'll go ahead and press Control X to sell half and Control X to sell half. And now I'm down to 2 shares and I'll just go ahead and sell those last 2 shares. All right, so I made 28 cents on that trade. Not bad. Let's talk about how to configure these windows right here. So next on our list is how to configure our orders and positions window, and then we'll get into the order entry window. All right, so the orders and positions window, for me, I don't change it too much. You can go in here to config, and you can change the font again as you'd like. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, that's fine. I do change the columns, and so the columns that I like are symbol, shares, my average cost, my unrealized P&L, my realized P&L, and then the account that the trade is in. And then market value and type, I could actually take those off. And I don't even really need the account on there, but in any case, it's on there. So, it says it must be on there. So anyways, that's probably why it's on there. Okay, so no big deal. I leave that there. But one thing that's important is I want to show 0 position. If I disabled that, then when I don't have a position, it's gone. And I don't find that helpful as a day trader because when I close a position, I still want to see it. This is a little bit of an issue with a couple other platforms where when you close the position, you just have no idea what you've traded, and it's very obnoxious. So I really like that you can see closed positions here. All right, so a couple little changes there, and this is in keeping with the way, what I look at, the share size, my average cost, my unrealized and my realized. And then I have 2 order windows. This is an order window that is just for orders that are active. So these are only active orders. And then these are my trades that have executed. So the trades that execute, I don't really need to see this stuff, but it's there. It says the order was accepted, the number of shares, and then the execution price. Now this is the limit price, and then that's the execution price. So anyways, I have that there. That's fine for me. And the reason I like to have this order entry window separate is because if I have an order here to buy and I didn't have that window, that might get buried under like 10 more trades. And then I forgot that I still have an order pending to buy the stock. I come back the next day and I'm in a big position. That would be a problem. Okay, so now let me back out of this here for 1 second. And I'm going to cancel that order. And I just realized that on this doc, I forgot to put a line item for how to set up hotkeys in Dash Trader. So I'll just add that right there. All right. So so we configured the orders and positions window, the order entry window. More or less, I've already walked you through how to configure your order entry window. We configure it through the order template up here. So order templates, this is how we configure our order entry window. You choose the shares, you choose the market, and then you save it. So limit, market, whatever you'd like. So actually, I'd prefer limit. So set it to a limit order and then click OK. And now it's always going to go back to that whenever you come into it. So that's, well, I'll just leave it like that. So then there you go. So that's how to do the order entry window. How to optimize Dash Trader for day trading. So for me, the big thing is knowing what I need for data and setting up my order execution window, the montage. And so the settings I've already walked you through, right up here, sort of are redundant with how to optimize this for day trading. So the share control, resetting shares to default, for me is critical for day trading. That's very important. And that actually is probably the biggest one. So that, and then making sure I'm subscribed to the right market data. So because Dash Trader is a software company, it's offered by dozens of different brokers. You can use Dash Trader with all these different brokers, but the broker, when you sign up to a broker, sometimes you get Dash Trader directly from the broker, and the cost comes out of your brokerage account. And sometimes you have to pay Dash directly for their software. And when you pay Dash directly for the software, you would only do that if you were subscribing through their website, and that's only for Interactive Brokers or Charles Schwab, or if you're using their simulator. Now, the biggest downside of Dash Trader is the cost. It's not inexpensive. In fact, it's $200 a month. So I use the $175 per month data feed. So that's a little bit cheaper, but that's the cheapest one that I could get away with because I need everything that's included in it. So it's $175 a month. But what that's going to give you is halt prices. So when a stock is about to be halted, you will see the limit up, limit down level. And when it's halted, you will see the resumption prices. So to me, that's very important data that we absolutely need. And if we're going to do our broker comparison in just a second, but you're going to learn that one of the reasons a lot of people like to use Dash Trader instead of Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation is because of the ability to get that market data of halt levels and resumption prices. So making sure if you're going to use Dash Trader, you got to make sure you've got the data. It would be very silly to go to all the trouble of using Dash Trader and then not sign up to the correct market data subscription, and then you're not getting what you need. So yes, it's expensive, but if you just did basic level 1 data, you would not be getting what you want. So it's absolutely worth it to spend the extra $75 a month to make sure you're getting the right subscription with Dash Trader. And I'll say, as always, I have no affiliate relationship with Dash Trader or with any other broker or any other software company other, of course, than Day Trade Dash, which is offered here at Warrior Trading. So I'm not getting paid to tell you Dash Trader is a good platform. I genuinely think they are a good platform. So now let's talk about how to set up hotkeys in Dash Trader. So if you want to set up hotkeys in Dash Trader, you could download my hotkey file from the top of the comments and the link that's in the top of the comments of this video on YouTube. For Warrior Trading members, if you go into our members dashboard, you will see under the Warrior Pro curriculum, under resources, the downloads for the layouts, and you can download my layout directly from there. So when you download my hotkey file, you could drag it into the Dash Trader folder that's inside your C drive. So you'd put it in here, and it's the hotkey file right there. And it has to be named hotkey. So if you already have another hotkey file, change the name of the old one and save it, and this is going to be your primary one. So when you download my hotkeys, you'll come into Tools or Setup, go to Hotkeys, and this is going to be all of the hotkeys right here. All right, so these hotkeys were set up for my account number. So the first thing you're going to have to do is go in and change the account number. All right, so that's fine. So what you could do is you could just start at the top. So let's start with the buy 1,000 shares shift 1 hotkey. So this is a hotkey that you could create by just going to add new key, and you could say, we'll just duplicate it, buy 1,000 shares shift 1, right? So to control that, you would press shift 1 to assign it to the hotkey. Oh, it's already been assigned. So, assign it to a different hotkey, whatever. And then you could either script it by knowing the actual code of how to script it, or you could do the order script wizard, which is what most people do. So this is going to be a buy order. We're going to choose 1,000 shares. Now you could do, 50% of your buying power. You could do, you could do different share amounts. You could do your position, but you don't have a position yet. So we're just going to say shares. We're just going to type it at 1,000. There we go. Symbol. Well, we don't need to fill this out because we'll just have it default to the symbol that's on the level 2 window. Then we'll choose price. And for here, I'm going to create an offset. So I'm going to do 10 cents. Oops, I'm going to do price, ask plus 10 cents. I'm going to select my account. The route, I'm going to choose a limit order. The time in force will be day plus. That way it'll work pre-market. I don't have to change my order type. And I'm going to say load and send. Build script, and boom, that's the script. Now you put in your account number and then it's going to actually work. And just like that, you've got your hotkey. So if you want to use the hotkeys that I have, you could go into this, you go to the order script wizard, and it automatically fills it out. And now you just change your account number, click build script, and then commit. And then you're done. So all you have to do is update your account numbers and just make sure that all of this is set up the way you like it. So I'm going to change this to, well, it doesn't matter. I could change it to anything you want. But yeah, for right now, I'm going to change it to 10 shares, and I'm going to switch this to account right there. All right, so we're going to make that shift 1, execute 10 shares. All right, so we're going to commit to that. And then I'm going to go to this other hotkey, which is sell bid full position, Control Z. And I'm going to change this to that same account number. All right. So now we've got the hotkeys and I can start testing these out. So the hotkeys that I use, I have shift is always for buying. Shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. all the way up. You could do it 10 shares, 20, 30, 40, whatever you want, but that's the way I do it. Control is always for selling. So Control Z sells my full position. Control X sells half. Control C sells a quarter position. And these are all selling with an offset 10 cents below the bid. That means I can get out quickly. Now, I don't necessarily need it a full 10 cents, but I don't want to get slippage. So I want to make sure I can get out if I want to get out. So those are the orders I use. And then Control K, Control L, and Control semicolon I have for selling full, half, quarter position on the ask price. And that would give me the best price on my exit. And I also script a key, Control Q, to cancel all open orders. And that is what I have. And that keeps it very simple. Now you can add more complexity to this as you'd like, but get yourself really good and dialed in with a small set of hotkeys before expanding and doing, dozens and dozens. It's just going to make it easier for you. All right, so now let's back out of this and let's press Shift 1. So Shift 1, son of a gun. All right, wait a second. We bought 1,000 shares. All right, so let's go back in here. Let's see, what did I do wrong? Did I not save and commit it? Let's see. You know what? I forgot to change that, I guess, or didn't commit to it. All right, so it's now committed and saved. All right, so that's fine. So now we're gonna sell that position. And we made $5.28. Amazing. All right, so Thinkorswim for the win. Let's do a little broker comparison because that highlights one of the compelling offerings with Thinkorswim. So if we do our broker comparison here, this is a comparison that focuses on the broker and the specific platform that I used. And these all get a Ross score between 0 and 10, or between 1 and 10, actually. 1 is the lowest. Now, Dash Trader's not a broker. So the software by itself, for me, gets a 7.5. I really think it's great software. It is fast. You have advanced hotkeys. You have halt levels. A lot of the features or bullet points that I use to compare the brokers are not applicable because it's not a broker-dealer. But the desktop experience is excellent. Level 2 is great. Yes, you have it. Yes, you have hotkeys. Yes, you have those order offsets. So the reason you need the offset is because let's pull up Thinkorswim. So Thinkorswim as a platform, this is Charles Schwab Thinkorswim. They don't have hotkey offsets. They have very basic hotkeys in general. And you can't sell based on a percentage of your position. You also can't see halt levels or resumption prices. That's a problem. And you also don't have advanced routing, super smart orders, fanned orders, or pegged orders. Now, you're not going to have that using Dash Trader either, because this is not something Dash Trader can control. This is something that is based on the actual broker. But if we just back this up and we pull up Thinkorswim for just a moment. So let's pull up Thinkorswim platform. So if we're trading pre-market and we've got the Thinkorswim platform here and I see QNTM moving higher and I want to buy, let's say 2,500 shares and I click buy ask. Well, first of all, how many shares are actually on the ask right now in QNTM? So let's pull it up here where we can actually see it better. QNTM only has 0 shares on the ask, less than 100, 600. So if I want to buy 2,500 shares, I'm not going to get filled my full order if I click buy ask. I need to give myself probably 5 cents of slippage above the ask. Because if I click buy ask, what's going to happen is my order is just going to sit there. Now, it's possible that my order could get filled just by the luck of the draw if there's someone that wants to sell and Thinkorswim matches the order. But based on the level 2, my order would not fill. And pre-market on a light volume stock popping up on breaking news, your order will not fill. And so you are at a disadvantage using the Thinkorswim platform during pre-market trading because you can't use buy market or sell market. You can click buy ask, sell ask, buy bid, or sell bid. If you click buy bid, you're just going to sit there. Your order's not going to get filled. So the fastest way to get in is to buy ask and sell bid, but unfortunately, it doesn't accommodate slippage. Now, when you go in to create the hotkeys on Thinkorswim, you can have a hotkey for buy ask, buy market, sell bid, but it doesn't allow you to create the offset. And it doesn't allow you to stipulate your position size or your share size. And when you sell bid, it's not based on a percentage of position. It's just based on whatever number you've got entered here. So if I do 25 shares, or I'll just do 2, just keep it small. I'll click buy ask, buy ask, buy ask. Now the quantity doesn't change, so I can click it 3 times, which is nice. But then I want to sell the whole thing, and I'm in pre-market. I can't click flatten. That's a market order to sell the whole position. It'll go 0, but that only works during regular hours. So pre-market, you're clicking buy ask, buy ask, buy ask. You've got 6 shares. You want to get out. You got to sell this 3 times. The problem is the way the market data works is that as soon as the market maker sees those first sell orders come through, they're going to pull the bid. So if you're getting out in pieces like that, you're going to get a worse fill versus selling just in one block. Now, it's probably not going to make a big difference with 6 shares, but when you start trading with bigger size, it will. So unfortunately, the Thinkorswim platform here, it's just not a good front-end experience. You can't customize your level 2 to make it the colors you'd like, and you can't customize your hotkeys, and you don't see halt levels. So the big broker comparison here for Charles Schwab and Thinkorswim are these 3 right here. These are kind of the most important, if we're going to be honest. Well, I would say, level 2 is important too. I mean, you need, yes, they have it, but you can't customize it. I'm actually going to change this to yellow because of that. So it makes the desktop experience kind of medium. Now, if you use Charles Schwab and instead use it with the Thinkorswim platform, all of a sudden we go from a 4.9, anything below a 5 on a Ross score, I wouldn't use with real money. So now we've just gone from a 4.9 to a 7.5. Fantastic. That's great. That's exactly what I wanted. So for me, it makes Charles Schwab usable, and you're still getting commission-free trades. Now, let's compare Charles Schwab to Webull. So the Webull platform is free. It doesn't cost $175 a month like Dash Trader. So I score these two basically equally, because if you use Webull, you can get offsets. So let's go down to some of these critical items. So I'm going to just, let's see, I'm not sure the best way to do this, but I'm just going to make this do like a magenta ring around these guys. well, that looks pretty bad, if I'm going to be honest. That didn't go exactly as expected, but we'll just do it for now. So these are our kind of 5 most important features. And with Webull, guess what? You get all of them. You get all of those features with Webull. You get level 2, you get hotkeys, you get offsets, you can sell by percentage of position, and it doesn't cost $175 a month. It's free. Well, you do pay $12 a month for market data. So it's $12 a month for the data. Now, can you customize the colors on this? Not exactly. You can change it to multicolored or red and green. You can't customize it completely, but for me, it's good enough, and it's better than Thinkorswim. And the charts are not bad, right? So, and now you go into your hotkeys, which are up here at File, Hotkeys, Trade, and we go to Settings, and you're going to see here you want to create a new hotkey. You could create the new hotkey, and you could do all of the things that you want to do. You could sell by percentage of position, 50%. You could do by quantity. You could do the offsets. You could do pre-market. It's great. So then given that it's pretty great, and it's not $175 a month, wouldn't it just be a better score? Why is it 7.5? Well, there is a couple things that Schwab has going for it here. Number one is their execution speed is faster. It's still based on me timing trades way slower than Lightspeed Trader, but it's faster than Webull. So you get faster order execution speed with Schwab, and you get more price improvement with Schwab. Remember that Charles Schwab does payment for order flow. So if we look up Charles Schwab execution quality, we can see right here that the average execution speed is 0.05. And when I looked at the report, the price improvement, average price improvement, was $1.15 for every 100 shares, which is really good. Webull is only 31 cents. So you've got a couple other brokers here that have better price improvement, like Interactive Brokers Lite, which is their commission-free version. You've got Fidelity, Active Trader, but these have platform problems that make them kind of untradeable. So now let's think about this. Well, wait a second, didn't we learn that you could use Interactive Brokers with DAS Trader? Wouldn't that make Interactive Brokers maybe even an 8? Because you do get fast execution and you get price improvement. Well, not so fast. Interactive Brokers enforces Rule 144. They're the only broker that enforce it. And unfortunately, it creates a major problem for small cap traders. Rule 144 states that if you're an affiliate of the company, you cannot sell more than 1% of the outstanding shares or more than 1% of the average weekly volume in 4 weeks. Well, over the course of 4 weeks. And this is over the course of a 3-month period. Well, that's no problem. So we're not an affiliate of the company. I'm not an affiliate of any of these companies. So it's no problem, right? Wrong. Interactive Brokers errs on the side of caution by assuming everyone is an affiliate. And that means they'll let you buy. But when you try to sell, if you are crossing one of these thresholds, they will block you from selling until you've called and talked to their compliance department and they've confirmed and you've said, I'm not an affiliate. That can be, it's not minutes. It's half hour, 45 minutes, an hour longer, and you're sitting there unable to sell a position. Now, let's say something like that happened to you on a stock today, like QNTM, or a stock like, let's see, we had another one that made a big move. So right now I'm sitting up on the day, $66,447.58. CJMB, by the way, my results are not typical. I've been doing this for a long time. CJMB, this stock today, what do you think the volume ratio was? Its average volume was 0 because it's a recent IPO. So we've got someone in chat saying it took him 2.5 hours. Another person saying it took them 45 minutes. So the fact is, it is completely unacceptable to have that happen. So Interactive Brokers is actually not a platform that is viable for trading small caps until they eliminate that. Now, if they eliminated that, they'd be an 8. They would be a solid 8 right here. But until then, it's no good. Now, if you're not trading small caps, then this doesn't really make a difference for you, and it would be just fine. But unfortunately for me, it is a deal breaker. So now let's go. Let's go back down here for 1 second, and let's do a little speed test. So I'm going to pull up my Lightspeed platform right here, and we're just going to do a little speed test. We're going to do a couple different platforms. So this is QNTM. I'm going to do this real quick. Added, sold. Do you see how fast that trade went through? Instantaneous. How long does it take? It's instantaneous. It's instant. That order goes through instantly. All right, let's do that same order, 250 shares on this right here. All right, so I'm going to put my order right here, and I'm going to move this up just a couple cents. 1. So it took about is it slower? Yeah. Let's press it again. Well, that was 10 shares, but it doesn't matter. And we're going to sell it. So you could tell, and I just lost $67. I don't mind doing that just to show you guys execution speed. So it's a bit slower, slower than Lightspeed. That's not Dash Trader's fault, because here's the thing. You can use Dash Trader with Lightspeed. And if you use it with Lightspeed, how do you think it'll perform? Super fast. The limit of how fast your orders execute is based on the broker you're connecting it to on the back end. Dash Trader has no control over that. So Dash Trader can be incredibly fast when it's connected to the right broker. And the only reason I don't use it with Lightspeed is because it's $175 a month, and Lightspeed has their own platform. So I just use the Lightspeed platform, and that's easy for me. I don't mind. I could use Dash Trader, and it would be just as fast. It would be fine, but I choose not to. So there are a couple proprietary features that Lightspeed has built into their software that isn't available with Dash Trader, but I don't really use them that much anyways. So, all right, now let's do a little speed comparison, just for the sake of it while we're on it, with Interactive Brokers. So Interactive Brokers here, we're going to do Shift 1. That was pretty fast. That was pretty fast. Was that faster than over here? I'd say it was. That's 10 shares. That's 20. Let's see right on here. What are we doing? 200. 300. That last one was a little slow. 400. Control Z. It's not as fast as Lightspeed. I don't actually know if it's too much faster. And this is Interactive Brokers Pro. So this is the one where I actually pay commissions on all those trades. That's not commission free. Interactive Brokers Lite, I would think, is probably slower. So not super impressed with it. It's not bad, but it's not as fast as Lightspeed. So why are you paying the commission for it? Now let's pull up TradeStation. TradeStation is up here. Another little broker comparison. So let's see. So actually, I don't know that I've set up my hotkey yet, but that's okay. Let's just do this here. We'll do 10 shares. We'll move the price up, and I'm just going to click the buy button. Wow. Now that was fast. Sell button. So let's see. There we go. 10 shares. Exit. This is fast. This is really fast. Well, Control Z, I pressed the sell button. Why hasn't it filled? It says 20 shares. Oh, it's because of the price. It's just because of the price. So if we did market orders, it would be even faster. I'm not sure why it's not letting me do market orders, but this is fast. So TradeStation's pretty fast. Based just on kind of this testing here. We switched to, a stock like Ford. So we switched to Ford. We'll do 1,000 shares. So let's click buy. Pretty fast. Let's click sell. Yeah, that's fast. Look how fast that was. Click buy. Man, that is fast. So, and TradeStation is a commission-free broker. So compared to certainly, so and if we pull up our broker comparison sheet here again, TradeStation is a commission-free broker. Their advertised execution speed is 0.044. It feels faster than that to me. It does feel faster than that. Well, maybe, I'd have to trade a little bit more to be sure of it, but it does feel pretty fast. Fidelity is a little bit faster, but anyway, so now I think you've got kind of a good sense of these different platforms. So now let's talk about how to start using Dash Trader with Charles Schwab. All right, so how to use Dash Trader with Charles Schwab. What you want to do is you got to go to Dash Trader's website and you got to click subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Their website's loading a little slow for me. All right, so click the subscribe button. And then you go to Charles Schwab right here. And then all you do is you select which level you want of data. I choose the $175 a month level. And then you can sign up with PayPal, just like that. Once you sign up with PayPal, you have to send the authorization to Schwab. So the authorization basically looks like this. You send an authorization saying, yes, I'm confirming that I'm going to execute my trades using the Dash Trader platform, and you've authorized access, you're good to go. You want to use Dash. So, and at that point, it happens pretty quick. So, and then immediately you can download the platform and you're good to go. You're all set. So, for me, I think the setup process is pretty fast. It's pretty easy. The most time consuming part is we'll be customizing your hotkeys and getting your layout sort of dialed in. So now, how to use Dash Trader with Interactive Brokers? It's the same thing. You go to dashtrader.com, you subscribe with Interactive Brokers, you select your market data, and then you follow the instructions for connecting through and giving the authorization. And then once you've given the authorization, you're all set. Now, you do have to reauthorize. There's a period of time where it expires. You've got to reauthorize. So you do have to do that from time to time. But from that point on, you're good to go. And if you use Dash Trader with the offshore brokers, well, as soon as you sign up, they give you the link to download because they don't have their own custom platform. Thinkorswim, in a way, I'm kind of surprised Interactive Brokers and Thinkorswim allow you to use Dash Trader. I would think they would just want you to use their own platforms like Trader Workstation or IBKR Desktop, but they don't mind, I guess. They're happy to have your money there. And if you want to use a different platform and you keep your account with them, they figured that's a win. So that's where we sit right now. So at the end of the day, on the top of my score is still going to be Lightspeed Trader with a 9. They've got a couple things that could be better. You could use Lightspeed Trader with DAS and it would still be basically a 9. There's a couple things you'd lose, but a couple things maybe you'd gain. The one thing that I like about Lightspeed specifically is we'll do forward and we'll do 10 shares here, is that when you're trading here, I'm adding, boom, 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 and then sell half, and it doesn't change my shares. That order stays the same. And that for me is really helpful because of how quickly I'll tend to do this, like jumping in and out. So buying a dip and then selling half, buying a dip and then selling half. So for me, I really this is important for me, important enough that Lightspeed, if I was going to insert one column left and copy this, say paste, Lightspeed Trader with Dash Trader, I would give it an 8.5 just because of that, probably that one feature. One issue is resetting share size to either default or, to default. Can this be changed? ? And then no. So then lacks Lightspeed's proprietary tech with super smart blast orders and fan orders. So there's a couple things that you kind of lose, but it would be pretty decent. And the execution speed would be fantastic. Everything else would be the same here. This would be the no, and the charting is the same. No sub 1 minute time frame, so everything else is basically the same. So yeah, all right. Well, I think that this gives you a pretty good walkthrough. Those of you guys who are watching this on YouTube, if you have a platform that you want me to do a demo of and give you my honest feedback, please throw it in the comments. Let me know. And I thank you as always for tuning into this episode. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you for the next upload real soon.